Welcome to Biz Dev Live. Are you trying to bring people together? Is that something that you've struggled to do? Is that something that you are doing with mixed success? Do you need help bringing people together? Today's show is about how you can effectively bring people to the table. Now, I've had some experience with this, both in my own company, Toth Staffing, and with the nonprofit board that I'm on with soundbusiness.org. And as I was coming up through this organization, I joined soundbusiness.org. A. Philip Randolph Campus High School has a community-based organization, and we would do this college and career preparatory institute program there, and the name of the nonprofit is soundbusiness.org. And I joined that organization in 1996 as an intern, and I worked for the organization over time. And that organization, the board, especially in the early years, were basically friends of the executive director, and he'd pulled people together, brought people together on the strength of who he was and what he was doing, that, volunteered to sit on the board of this organization to help him out, right? And so how do you move from a board or organization where somebody's doing something to help you out, where, maybe they're in name only, versus actually contributing and doing something? And so my experience with that has been asking, right? In order to get what you want, you have to be clear with your expectations and ask for it. And it can be very difficult to do that if you don't know what your goals are. So today's show, you see the picture here. Goal setting has those SMART goals: specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, time-bound. Why is that on bringing people together? Because what you want to do, if you're bringing people to the table, you want to make sure there's commitment. You want to make sure that there's things that you can get done. And so that the goal of bringing people together isn't just get people into a room to conversate or talk about, but actually bring people together to actually do something. Goal setting is really important. How do you decide what you want to move forward on? What's the thing that you want to do? How do you want to bring people together? How do you want to build your company? How do you want to do what you're wanting to do? With Toth Staffing, over the years, when I started in 2011, we got some staff onboarded, but over the years, I created a roster of 130 part-time professionals that were a part of this organization. And, with about 50 of those people at least going out in a given busy month, you have to bring people together. And, part of it is pay, part of it is just having an opportunity for somebody. But the other aspect of it is trust and making sure that you're actually building something that people want to be a part of, especially when it comes to bringing the clients in and bringing customers to the table. All of that is bringing people together. For the nonprofit, because I think this is, really around that community, whether it's you're building your business, you're building a board, how do you actually get people on the same page? So one note on just choosing what you want to do, like how you want to bring people together, right? What is the most important problem that you can act on right now? What's an issue or cause you would want to work on, but people say it's too big to tackle? In 2043, you're giving a keynote at TED. What is the topic of your speech? What do you want your obituary to say? Write it out. What would you do if money were no object? If you were the last person on earth, what would you do? Those are all questions. You can write those questions down, write the answers. Those may help you focus you on what your actual big goals are, what you want to bring people together around. And why is that important? It's the why. I host a room every Wednesday on Clubhouse called What is Your Why? What is Your Need? I have some amazing moderators like Ramon Ray and Stefan Theringer. Lynn Rowe helps me out. We have just assembled a great amount of amazing people. Tavia Sharp, Fenton Joseph, all understand the power of this why statement. If you can get people on board with why you're doing something, then the specific ask on the action, the thing that's necessary to do becomes a lot easier. For SBI, soundbusiness.org, the why is helping young people really develop and become leaders. We're providing college and career prep for the rest of their life to make sure that they're able to maximize their opportunity, take them out of a socioeconomic challenge situation and put them in a position to achieve success in society. And so by going after board members, because we moved the board from, I'm there to help you out, to an effective board where everybody was or is contributing $2,000 a year to be on the board, right? Paying for the opportunity to work for the organization because they believe in the mission of the organization. So you're paying to be on this board, and not only that, but you're also contributing your time and efforts into that. So how do you bring people together? How do you convince people to do that? Well, it's easy if you understand their why, right? So make sure you understand your why, and then as you're meeting people, you're networking with people, you ask people, is this something that's important to you? Or you notice it because you're getting their story from them? And then something, maybe that's not the ideal person. Hey, do you know anybody that's interested in this? Because I'm really passionate about this and I have this project. So that's how you get the introduction, get the connection to that person that you can bring together. Because if somebody doesn't really connect with the why, that's not the person for you. But when you finally get those people that are actually interested in what you want to do, then you want to move to this SMART thing, right? And one of the things that I wanted to lay out in today's show is, you want to understand your goal because that helps you focus, and your why. Make moves to achieve that goal. Pick up the phone, place the phone call. The email is great, but you want to actually have that discussion. You can do a video call, you can do a phone call. You want to have that discussion around, hey, this is why I'm doing this. This is what I'm doing. Can you do X, Y, Z? Can you be a part of that? That phone call, if you've developed that relationship, will usually work out pretty well. Now, where it can fall off the rails, and why I wanted to throw the be smart in there, is you want to keep people accountable, because saying and getting people to say yes is not the most difficult part. The most difficult part of bringing people together is creating sustainable action, making things have a life of their own so that you yourself are not doing everything. You want to bring people together. You want to bring that team together. You want to have them committed on a specific goal, a why. This is the vision. And then you want people taking autonomous moves to get that organization to those end all goals. So you want to be smart, right? So you want to create some things that are going to be specific, that you can do, that they're measurable. So how, that the thing is getting done. If it's raising a certain amount of cash, it's that number, right? Being specific, measurable, attainable, right? I don't want to set up something that it's going to drain everybody because we can't do it. And it's going to take the wind out of everybody's sails. I want to make these things easy. There might be some reach things that we can do. And, that's really about being specific in the why, and really letting people know what your intentions, your expectations are. But you want to make sure that your minimum goals are attainable so that you can keep things going. You want things to be sustainable. You want people to bring in more people. So you want success to be a building factor for your community. Make sure that things are relevant, and make sure things are time bound, right? Because if you're working on some goals or strategies that don't actually impact your long-term goal, then maybe those aren't the best things to do. So that SMART piece of it is really, really great for bringing people together and making sure that you're making progress where you want to make progress. Love to hear from you, what thoughts you have about bringing people together. Please, please, please leave some comments below. If you enjoyed this, hit the subscribe button. I'm on every day at 11 a.m. We have an amazing interview coming up this week on Friday about burnout. Come and tune in for that. We have some great interviews coming up this month. I am on every day talking about how you can get better in your business for business owners and entrepreneurs. My name is Cameron Toth. This is BizDev Live. I will see you tomorrow.
Biz Dev Live, weekdays at 11 Eastern Time. Biz Dev Live, weekdays at 11 Eastern Time. Biz D with C, brought to you by Cameron T. Biz D with C, brought to you by Cameron T. This is business development, not even selling it. This is intelligent. If you watch it, I promise you benefit. Leadership and motivation, empathy and inspiration. Leadership and motivation, empathy and inspiration. Biz Dev Live, weekdays at 11 Eastern Time. Biz Dev Live, weekdays at 11 Eastern Time. Biz D with C, brought to you by Cameron T. Biz D with C, brought to you by Cameron T.